It's very, very early. It's Saturday, December 2nd, and we're going to do the morning cryptos, and we're going to see what happened while I slept. Maybe while you slept. Let's get into it. Start the music. Hey everybody, welcome to day 125 of the Morning Cryptos. I should probably turn on the light. The sky is just lightening. Dawn is rising. I'm going to go off to spend the day with my girlfriend and her family today. So I'm going to have a lot of fun talking to her mom about cryptos because her mom knows money. Her mom's good at money, right? Some people are. If you haven't yet experienced the thrills, the spills, the action of cryptos, you're in for a real treat. Here we go. My name is Mark Shepard, by the way. I don't know if I said that. It's really early. I may repeat myself because it's really early. I may repeat myself. Let's, obviously we have Bitcoin. Do you see the big correction, by the way? I just want to point this out again. I pointed it out yesterday. Everybody was like, oh, the big correction. Well, look at this one. All right. Anyway, we're going to look at the news first. And let's see, where's our news? There's our news right there. What's cool about the Brave browser is you can just hover over a tab and you can see different stuff. You can see where you are. I kind of like that. It probably isn't fun for you to watch, though. Anyway, the Bitcoin price above 10,500 on U.S. futures listings. Like, okay. I really don't care so much about the futures. I want to know what the real price is. Bitcoin futures are about to be a thing, and it's sending prices soaring. Okay, yeah. I don't really think that's what's happening. I think what's really happening is that word of mouth is spreading rapidly around the globe, and people are learning about it, and they're starting to, the early adopters, the people who take action, are taking action, and that would be you. Let's look at Bitcoin, a beginner's guide, just to see. Ars Technica. 7 questions about Bitcoin you were too embarrassed to ask. What is Bitcoin? How do we get some? What's it good for? So this might be a good place for you to come if you're a newbie, and I'll put a link to this if I can remember underneath my video. Yes, in the description below the video. Right. If Bitcoins aren't tied to a conventional currency, how do they get so valuable? Good questions. Why would I want to use Bitcoin? You'd love to use Bitcoin. It's not usable, newbies, just so you know. I would buy Litecoin and Ethereum and Dash first. Anyway, if Bitcoin has few practical applications, how can it be worth $150 billion, right? One possibility is that Bitcoin speculators are simply delusional, and Bitcoin's price will inevitably plunge. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, I'm sold. How do I get some? This is a good article. I just made a killing. How do I cash out? Is it true that Bitcoin wastes a ton of energy? Probably. That looks like a decent article, people. I'm not going to read it to you, obviously. You know how to read. If you're using a computer, you know how to read. Check it out. Ars Technica. 7 questions about Bitcoin you were too embarrassed to ask. So, good. So there's not any overriding news. That's what I like. I just want to check the news media just to see if there's anything. And by the way, a number of you have asked me what are the charts that I use, and it is Coinigy. And below every one of my videos, my recent ones anyway, there's a link to Coinigy. And if you sign up with my link, they pay me $15, just so you know. And the first month is free. I did a free 30-day trial, and I love these charts. They're so much easier to use than anywhere else. It's worth paying them a little money. So I'm very happy with the Coinigy charts. Do not use Coinigy to trade. You can supposedly access, and maybe I shouldn't say don't. If you want to, do what you want to do, but I have yet to. You can hook up Coinigy to all of the other markets, so you can And I may explore doing that, but it just seems like if you're handing out your API to, I don't know, it's hard enough to do the security at each of the exchanges rather than doing all the exchanges through Coinigy. I mean, you can, and at some point that will be probably old hat, but right now I'm a little leery of too many layers of security. I would rather just go to an exchange and do it there, but I don't like going to all the different exchanges. I would rather just keep it simple. And I use Bittrex. All right, so let's do it. We've looked at Bitcoin. Let's look at a quick peek on the 1 hour chart. And, you know, it's just working its way up. It's back to being a little bit better behaved, and it might be quieter on the weekend. This might not be a bad time to get in if you think it's going to 100,000, right? Or 15,000. It is pretty well established above 10,000 right now. Where's 10? 10 is down here. And it could still come back, right? Just so you know, Bitcoin is a feisty little crypto. Not so little. But when it comes back, if it comes back, there will be some spots here if you want to know which ones I think it will come back at here. And by the way, I'm going to change my lines to yellow. I'm tired of these green lines. I want to see my damn lines. And the yellow snaps nice against the black. So another area that you're going to possibly see a retracement when we actually do have a correction is there, and possibly either above or below this point. So I'm just going to draw right through it. Boom. Something like that. All right. And Bitcoin does this fairly routinely. All right. So once you know that Bitcoin is highly volatile, it gives you, I think, the strength and the courage to kind of weather through a correction if you're holding. Or when it gets really high, you take profits and you buy it back when it tumbles, right? All right, so Bitcoin Cash. Let's just grind through these, people. I got stuff to do. I know you got stuff to do. And I will try to keep this fairly short, but I also don't want to skimp on the quality of my content that I want to give to you. All right. And I really appreciate you guys. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it. Put that little bell thing on so you get notifications. I'm going to start doing, I'm probably going to start doing these live so that I don't have to talk for a half hour and then edit for a half hour and then upload for a half hour. You know, I want to, if I see a buy signal, I want to be able to like kind of just go on and say, hey, buy signal, check this out, boom. Or if there's some announcement or something, I want to just be able to come on and just give it to you guys direct and in real time. So I'm thinking about that. I will still do specials, and those will be more professionally edited. So Bitcoin Cash, people, I think this is going to do something, right? From all the kind of behind the scenes research that I've been kind of grinding through. And on the 1 hour chart, not quite yet on the 1 day chart, but on the 1 hour chart, I am seeing a nice little sideways trading pattern here. And let's call this the bottom just for fun. All right. And these little sideways patterns for me have been really profitable. When I see one like this, I feel a lot more comfortable making a buy. And I might actually buy a little bit more Bitcoin Cash here because I think we've come down. We've had our correction, and we've had kind of a jumble, and then we had another little correction, and we've kind of worked our way back up to a decent shouting distance of where we were. And there's no reason for Bitcoin Cash to crash at this point. Just like there was no reason for it to go crazy berserk up to 2,800. But the fact that it went to 2,800 is good because we know it can go there, right? It has already broken the resistance. There's no resistance between here and there. I mean, there is, I mean, you could call this resistance, but it's already been there. It's already proven that it can go there. To me, that's That's pretty good. And again, this is only day 125, which is really, you have to add another 90 days or so to that, because I was in this before I officially started my challenge, my 90-day challenge. And it is day 125 of that 90-day challenge. And you could kind of say I'm in another one. I kind of lost track. I think it's my 90-day challenge number 7. And I love 90-day challenges because you give yourself kind of a target and you just go balls to the walls, full tilt, boogie into something. And then at the end of the 90 days, you pause, you take a little break, and you reflect, and you see, was that a good thing? Could I do better? Blah, blah, blah. So I just drew those little lines on the 1 hour chart, but I'm going to draw them on the 1 day chart so you can see that they're right where I drew those lines is kind of a sweet little resistance support point. So if Bitcoin Cash breaks above this, it may easily go to 1777, 1777, 7. Lucky number 11. Good movie, by the way. Lucky number 11. Definitely check it out. So if you got in today and it only went up, 4, 5, 6, 7, only went up $400, you'd be in the money. And we already have seen that it's only dropped this far. So here's the support, even after, was it Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday's correction. And here it really is a correction, whereas Bitcoin just basically blipped. But Bitcoin Cash, do not count this out, people. This thing is faster than Bitcoin, and it's cheaper than Bitcoin, and it's basically exactly what Bitcoin was back in July, with some improvements. So, and the ASIC mining equipment must be purchased in Bitcoin Cash. And there's a lot of people that want to buy those. So, interesting stuff. All right, I'm going to move on. We looked at Bitcoin. We're on the 1 day chart. I showed you the levels to look for. Bitcoin Gold, just keep an eye on it right now. I think it's early, and I could be wrong, by the way. But I'm not really crazy about it at the moment. We'll see. Dash finally had a little bit of pullback here. It's 766. Let's look at a 1 hour chart. Good. This is what I come back. This is what I like with Dash, is it makes its moves and then it consolidates. And so we're in a little consolidation phase here, and that to me is healthy. And we have higher bottoms. This is a 1 hour chart, so take it with a grain of salt. It's not a 1 day chart. If this was on a 1 day chart, it's a little more significant, right? Because you have a little more data. And so we're still pretty fiercely up, even though it's consolidating a little bit. It might slow down, and the angle of attack of rising might be a little less. And again, these are not official technical trading things that I'm doing. These are just the least you need to know about chart reading and the least you need to know about trading, because you probably don't have 10 years to study this shit, right? And now's the time to get up to speed. And my intention, my goal for all of you guys is to help you guys get up to speed as fast as possible while you're making as much money as possible and making as few mistakes and taking as few losses as possible, right? And some of that's inevitable. And of course, please be wise. I highly discourage using credit cards to capitalize this. But you're going to do what you're going to do, right? And if you have less aversion to risk than some people, you're going to do what you're going to do. I used real money. I taxed myself $20 a day at the beginning, and I just went to Coinbase and I started buying $20 a day. Because if I just waited for that $20 to be $140, in other words, that's too big a chunk out of my budget, right? But $20, I can fool my mind, right? And you want to tax yourself or tithe to yourself, Pay yourself first. Because the people say to me, oh yeah, when I pay off my credit cards, I'll get in. No, you're not going to pay off your credit cards. And this is going to be so big, so fast. You need to get in now. And you need to steal money from yourself. Not too much. Don't spend your mortgage or rent money, right? But take $20 a day. Take $5 a day, $10, whatever you can squirrel away and start going to Coinbase and getting yourself some Litecoin, some Ethereum, and some Bitcoin. I would feel better if you started getting Bitcoin when there was a decent correction, but there may not be one. We don't know, right? So, and definitely if there is a correction in Bitcoin, get you some Litecoin, Ethereum, whatever. But in the meantime, I am preferring Dash. I think Dash has got the legs to go the distance as actual money that you can actually use. So that's the 1 hour chart. I'm going to go to the 1 day chart again with Dash. And yeah, it's the lines I drew are almost incomprehensible on the 1 day chart because the rise is so steep. But I would look for Dash to start consolidating. See, it does these nice sideways consolidations. And once it makes one of those, then I would issue probably a buy signal, but I'm not suggesting that now. I do think Dash is probably going to go for 1,000, but again, we don't know. That's the future. EOS or EOS, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but EOS, I'm doing really well. I'm doing really, really well with EOS. I bought down here, and then I bought some more here. And then I bought some more here. And I can't remember. I think I might have bought some more here. I have a lot of EOS. I think EOS is eventually going to 500. I really do. I and if it goes to 1,000, I'm gonna buy myself land. That's the deal, right? Okay. And this is where I took and put my profits. I took profits from Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Dash. I didn't close out all of them, but I took profits and I put them into EOS. Buy low, sell high. Right? Simple, not always easy. So I'm liking EOS. And let's look at the 1 hour. I would issue literally a buy recommendation, even though this is a moving up market. On this little pullback, any little pullbacks, get yourself some EOS, people. You can get it in the Exodus wallet. You can exchange stuff for it. It's still an Ethereum token. They haven't launched their main net yet. But this thing is so well supported. And it is so... it is beyond... It's the next step beyond Ethereum. I mean, it really is an improvement in everything. And Ethereum may catch up. And I would not count Ethereum out. But there's room. There's room for EOS. We have yet to see a really big correction yet. But it's at $3, people, and it's going to go to 30. It's going to go to 100. It's going to go to 300. It's going to go that high. You're going to have to hang in. Long-term trade for me. Okay, Ethereum. I really like the way Ethereum. It had its correction, and it's just bounced right back up, and it's hanging in there. And it's not running away. It's just kind of building its value steadily. Good project, and not a bad place to get in. It would be better if you got in here, but whatever, right? You got to get in at some point. I would like to see a sideways trading range a little bit before I jumped in if I were to get more. Or if there's any serious corrections, I would look to getting me some. But for Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, I would probably actually use fiat money if there's a big correction. I would just go to Coinbase and buy, take some more money and buy from there, and then use that to then parlay into other coins. All right? So, I hope you're writing this down, people. This is good stuff. It's working for me. All right, IOTA. I don't have any. This is one I'm keeping an eye on. And the next time I see a sideways trading range, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get some. So just keep an eye on IOTA. We had a pretty big move. Let's see if I can get it on the chart there. It was really for, you know, all of September, October, and November it was going down. And then we had a big boost. Litecoin. Let's look at Litecoin. Holy crap. Litecoin's above 98. It went over 100 twice. That's cool. And Litecoin will probably consolidate at some point. I don't know if it's ready to do it yet. And if it consolidates or comes back, like I just said, I will buy more. I will turn my fiat, any extra fiat that I can steal for myself, tax myself, and I'll buy more Litecoin. I also will probably use Litecoin and Ethereum to put profits when I take profits from some of the other coins. Neo, got me a little Neo. Got me a little Neo, and I'm keeping an eye on it. It hasn't really made its big move yet. It's still kind of back at its level of main, I mean, literally, its main resistance here. You know, if you want to, if you want to frame it. But we are, whoops. We are moving up on these bottoms. That's what I kind of look for, is higher bottoms. I don't so much pay attention to these big tops unless they're the same, like a double top. And we'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on Neo. Good project. I have some. I don't have a lot. Let's go to Omise Go. Omise Go. I started buying Omise Go at this green line. See if I can make that line yellow so you can see it. To make it a little bigger. All right. So I started buying Omise Go here because I thought it was going up, right? I had higher bottoms, just so you know. This is an area you could say, oh, it's a mistake, right? So I bought some on this day, which was the 3rd of October. It looked like it was going to break out to me, right? I saw support here. I saw this support, right? And I thought, it's going to break out. It did not, right? And I've just been hanging in. And we've had all these corrections and all the sell-offs. And I just kept buying it, right? Because it's a good project. And there's a couple other projects that I'm going to show you really quickly since it's Saturday, and hopefully you have a little extra time. And then boom, like I'm in profit now, right? But it took me a while. I've broken even and I'm in profit. But sometimes you have to make a decision and then hang on while it keeps going down. But you keep buying more whenever you can if it's a good project. You don't do that. So that's where you take the technical and the fundamental and you kind of put them together. If there's a good project that solves a real world problem that we really need solved, and it's a good team and they've got a lot of money and they're getting publicity and other people and it's good volume and some decent volatility, you know, I will get in there. All right, so Omise Go, keep an eye on that, baby. My gut is that not a bad time to get in. It might actually start moving. But be prepared. It could come back. Let's do 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, we got some pretty good upward strength and movement here. We had a little bit of correction. So we'll see. But be prepared, as I was about to say, for it to come as far back as the 5.89 spot. Again, new project. Give it time. It's going to rock. All right? And again, as more and more people come into the market, Quantum, I had some sweet profit taking opportunities, which I did not take. I just held because I think Quantum's going up. I think Quantum and EOS, those are my two big future kind of purchases, right? Quantum and EOS and Dash, I think, are in many ways the future of this space. We'll see. We will see. There's no crystal ball, people. We don't know. Just make this a little bigger. So Quantum had a pretty big correction on Tuesday or whenever the hell it was. But it came right back to previous support, previous resistance, which is current support. That's what I really wanted to say. And good project, and early in the project. So I started buying this before they launched their mainnet. And some of what I bought was higher, but some was lower. And I bought more on this dip when it fell. I bought more. So the days of big correction, that's the day you're like, okay, shopping time, it's a sale. That's all you have to think in your mind. You see red, you see sale, right? And the thing is to make sure you're grabbing the opportunities and buying as low as possible, but also not waiting for the perfect moment. There's no perfect moment. That's the other piece. You don't want to just keep waiting and waiting and waiting. If you see a pattern, if you see a dip, and it's a project that you've done some research on and you like it, and again, I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm not giving you a fish, right? You are responsible for your own trading. I don't give advice because in my country, the USSA, you can basically get in trouble for pretty much anything. And so we have all begun to be careful in the land of the free, where we have freedom of speech, supposedly. Anyway, I knew I'd get a little philosophy in. I don't know if it's philosophy or ideology or just revolutionary trash talk. Yeah. All right, let's get moving. Quantum to XMR Monero has really bounced right back. It's holding its value. Monero might be a place, it might be the Swiss bank account on the internet, a place where you can tuck your money if you don't want your money to be found. Just make sure you can find it again. That's the only thing I'm saying. So I have like 1.2 Monero. Any serious correction, any serious sideways trading range, I'm going to get some more. Just not the time to buy. It actually could be a time to sell. If you got in here like I did, you might want to sell here. Actually, no, I got in earlier. I got in down here. No, I didn't. Where did I get in? Where the hell did I get in? I got it back in August, I think. I know I got it maybe 90. I don't know. I got it maybe somewhere in the sideways trading range. And for me, ultimately, the prices are less important than the patterns and the fact that, oh, I bought it here and now it's there. I must be doing something right. Right? Okay, let's look at XRP or Ripple. Ripple deserves a little bit of line drawing. We have a serious triple top. I think I reported this yesterday. We have a triple top, right? We had a big sell-off on Tuesday. This is something that the traditional banking is actually using. So we have a sideways trading range, and it's pretty wide according to this chart. But remember, this is 16 cents here. This is 28 cents, right? So I think we got a lot of room to move. And again, I'm not an expert on Ripple. I've got into Ripple because a friend of mine said, Mark, would you keep an eye on it? And I started looking at it, and I'm like, I think this puppy, like if we shrink it down a little bit, let me just kind of get I don't know quite how to draw a chart. Let me look at a 3-day chart, see what that does. All right, that simplifies it a little bit. So literally it's in this range, but the bottoms are moving up. I love that, right? So it looks like if the bottoms keep doing what they're doing, February, this is February here, we ought to, if it just keeps going grinding up here, nope, sorry. February, March, this baby's going to break out, right? But that's the thing, is you got to be in position ahead of time, right? If you see a pattern that looks like, wow, that thing is just kind of keeps going up to this one spot, stops, goes back down, then comes back up, stops, then goes down, but not as far, comes back up, stops, goes down, not as far. That to me is the best pattern, and it has pretty much been 90% success for me, right? And then the sideways trading range where the bottoms and the tops, where the bottoms don't go up, but they just stay steady. Those have been good. And then there's ones where the tops are going down and the bottoms are going up. Those could be anything. That could go up or it could go down. So those are some of the simple patterns that you can start watching for today, even as a newbie. And every day I talk about them here. So come back and watch the Morning Cryptos. I won't be here tomorrow because it's Sunday and I take a day off. But Monday, I'll be back. All right, so that's my main ones. If you have a minute, I'm going to just quick look at some of the new projects that I'm playing with right now that are very early. Basic Attention Token, kind of in the same place that some of my other early picks were, where it's going down. However, it kind of held its own. I'm going to get rid of the volume part right here, just real quick so you can see. And maybe I'll get rid of that. There we go. A little better view. Did I mention these charts are Coinage, and there's a link below? Yeah. I would just issue a buy signal for Basic Attention Token. The Brave browser is part of their project, and it's up and running, and I love it. And they're updating it, and I can just click through all the different tabs I have open. I think that's great. It's fast. There's no ads. It just blocks ads. And the Basic Attention Token, the whole idea is that you and I will be paid to watch ads. They will ask us permission, and they'll offer to share some of the ad revenue with us if we'll look at ads. That's cool. There's stuff I do want to know about, and there's informative ads that I would say yes to. So I think you're going to see advertising changed. It's yet another industry that's going to be disrupted by the blockchain. And so I've looked into them. I'm continuing to do more research into Basic Attention Token. I'm basically saying this is a buy. This is a buy signal. It's a buy signal right now, and it will probably be a buy signal for the next little bit because it's 0.0003751 cents, right? There's a lot of room for this puppy to move. And you will all want to have Basic Attention Tokens, and they're saying it's not a currency, it's really a token because they're trying to avoid the regulations in the US. And it's just in their ecosystem, you would use their Basic Attention Tokens, and then you would convert them into fiat and on and on. Okay, so let's see what else we do. Did I look at CIVIC on? No, this is the only place I have CIVIC. Okay, so CIVIC. I don't have a CIVIC US dollar chart. I only have a CIVIC Ethereum chart. Again, this is a project that will be all about you controlling your identity and being able to prove your identity on multiple platforms with very low friction and very securely. And this will also change the world. It will disrupt a lot of different businesses. And so CIVIC, good time to buy. In like it could go down a little bit more, but like it's 0.0006 Ethereum, not cents. So let's see what it is in actual dollars. See if I can find CIVIC. I looked for it last night and I couldn't find it, so I don't know if it just dropped off the map as far as volume goes, or if there's some blip. It's really far down here. But you see how many coins there are? No one can trade all of them, people. And you may be looking at stuff that I'm not looking at, and if you see something that's really good, you know, hemp coin, I need to look into. Their symbol is THC. I'm a big fan of the hemp coin, the pot coin, the cannabis coin, whatever. I don't see CIVIC here, but there's a lot of, there it is. It's now 102. It was much higher, but that's the thing is that when something that's a really good project kind of drops from sight and people are paying attention to other stuff, again, Earl Nightingale said, if you don't know what to do, look at the crowd, do the opposite, or sell hot dogs to the crowd, right? It's quiet here in the CIVIC world. So it's really, it's 31 cents, right? Take $100, get yourself some CIVIC if you want to. Not giving advice. But if I did give someone advice, if I gave myself advice, I'd be like, you know what? CIVIC is, I'm going to start taking a larger position in CIVIC. Because again, you want to buy low. You hear these stories all the time. People, yeah, he bought Bitcoin when it was 3 cents, or he bought Bitcoin when it was $3, or he bought Bitcoin when it was $40, or he bought Bitcoin when it was $300, and they all look like freaking geniuses. And the thing is, there's a lot. The altcoin market is literally about to explode. I mean, you think it's gone up so far? It's going to explode. And so keep an eye on CIVIC, people, and I would highly suggest to myself only to buy more. Salt. Salt is another project that I am looking to increase my position in. And right now it's just a sweet. Whoa. Yeah, I forgot. Hold on. It's a sweet little sideways trading range. Stop. Ah! It's a sweet little sideways trading range. And it's got some resistance right here. Let's see if I can. Okay, come on. There we go. All right. So right now, I think salt is cheap enough. Let me look at salt over here. Where was salt? Salt is a lending platform where you can put your altcoins, and it's $5, and it's up 17%. I would probably not recommend a buy here today, but if we have any kind of pullback down to this line, definitely get some, and it actually might not be a bad buy today. Just if it may come up, test this resistance, it might come up as high as this spot right here, 0.01446823. Not a bad time to get you some salt. And again, salt is in the Exodus wallet, as is, I think, CIVIC. Let's look at my Exodus wallet. I'm up to 6610, which is about $500 up from where I was yesterday. And I moved a lot of stuff over to Bittrex. So, and my EOS is cranking. I got 677 of them. My salt, I don't have that many. I got 77 of them. And Omise Go, I only have 28. And I'll be looking to get more EOS, more salt, more Omise Go, and more CIVIC. Those are my big projects in BitcoinCash. This is $100 worth. and it's now 117. So basic attention token, right? And this is my $2 worth of Bitcoin here in my Exodus wallet. Ethereum, I've been taking profits, and in Litecoin, I've been taking profits as well. Using these to buy these, right? And I get about 20 bucks of Dash every day for my Bitcoin mining operation at Genesis. And unfortunately, all the contracts are sold out. So for me, that was like something I did right back when I was messing around with the Ponzi schemes. I lost a lot of money in the Ponzi schemes, but I did put money into Genesis mining contracts. I have an Ethereum contract and a Bitcoin contract. I might also have a Monero contract. Basically, I get paid every day in Dash, and I like that better than Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin going up, it's going up, so mining it's fine, and then they convert it to Dash for me and send it in Dash, so it gets here fast, and there's low transaction fees, and I can combine little payments into one big payment without a problem, right? And that's it, people. That's it for today. I hope I didn't skimp on anything. Those are the projects I'm looking at all day, every day. And that's all I can handle right now. Maybe there's more. Maybe there are better projects. Maybe there are good projects that you like. Let me know in the comments below if there's something you're watching. And I'll take a look at it as best I can. And, if it's a good project and you've done your due diligence and you feel like sharing it with us, the more people that know about it, the better your position's going to be, right? As more buy, it goes up. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. And check out my Bitcoin video series for newbies. I'm trying to do some big picture stuff. Check out that article. And I'll try to remember to put the link below. 7 questions about Bitcoin you're too embarrassed to ask. Probably a good article if you're new. Let's go back. I always like to end it going back to Bitcoin. That's kind of our anchor. And we're still expecting a correction at some point. And Tuesday was not a correction, people. Tuesday was a breath. A little bit of a sell-off. A little bit of a profit taking. And on it goes. And I think this is going to be an intense next run. I think it's going to go to 15,000, and then it's going to go to 20,000, and then it's going to go to 25,000, and on. And the whole beauty of Bitcoin is on the way. Every time it goes up, there will be a sell-off, and you can buy back in lower. You can just keep going up, selling, buy back lower, up, selling. We're going to ladder it up, people. All right, so let's get rich, and let's have fun doing it. And let's take exquisite care of our bodies and our relationships. And let's master our minds for change, people, around money. Because money's about to change the way email changed our lives, the way the internet changed our lives, the way cell phones have changed our lives, the way texting has changed our lives, the way all of this has been integrated into our cars, right? We will be carrying a Swiss bank account in our pockets on our phones, and it will change the world, and it's going to be some interesting stuff. So that's it for now. Have a great day. Please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please ring that little bell, and check out my Better Man project. Check out my music, and I will see you in the next one. Peace, grooviness. Have a great weekend. Mark Shepard over and out for now. Start the music.